Hi there and welcome back to Valley por Vida. Well, regular tire maintenance is one of the utmost important things to remember, so it's vital to make sure your vehicle's tires are kept well and taken care of. This way, anywhere you or your family travel to while on the road, short or long distance, will surely be a safe trip. Now, our team went ahead and caught up with a professional IndyCar driver, Graham Rahal, to learn how he keeps his tires prepped and ready to go at work. And he's got some tips for you and I to keep in mind as well. Go ahead and check it out.
Well, tires for us in racing are critical to not only our performance, but keeping us safe. And the same can be said for your street car. So right now I'm actually at Bridgestone Americas in the Technical Center, which is in Akron, Ohio. This is where all of our racing tires are developed, but also where that translates into the street tires that everybody may use. So it's key not only, as I said, to our performance being able to win races, to our safety as well on race weekends. Yeah, I know that throughout the summer and even into the fall, we anticipate a lot of people are going to be out on the road. And so there's three things for people to keep in mind, which is inflate, rotate, and evaluate. Inflate, make sure your tire pressures are up to the manufacturer's suggested pressures. That information can typically be found in the driver's side door jamb. There'll be a sticker there that'll give you those pressures. You should check those once a month anyway. But certainly before you go on a road trip, make sure that those are up to pressure. It's critical to your safety as you go to and from that road trip. The second is rotate. Rotating, front to back, side to side, tires wear unevenly. Sometimes the toes and the cambers and things on cars will wear tires unevenly, so make sure you get those checked out. Whether you go to a Bridgestone corporate-owned store or any tire shop in your area that you may have used in the past, it's something that's really important that people take into consideration. And the last is evaluate. Go inspect those tires. Look over your tires, make sure the condition is good. Do the penny test. The penny test is, turn Abe Lincoln upside down, put his head in the tread itself, and if his entire head is exposed, then those tires are out of tread. And no matter where you are in this country, you're bound to get some rain and everything else throughout your trip. And if you don't have enough tread depth, you're going to be in trouble. So make sure you guys check those out and be safe. Well, people don't realize or maybe think about this often enough, but your one point of contact from your car to the road is your tires. So your tires are the single most important thing for you to be checking and to take into consideration as you do go on the road. Keep your family safe. I'm a new dad. I have a 7-month-old, and so I know how important it is, not only for me, for my wife, but also my baby girl, to make sure that we're safe as we hit the road. So take it seriously, check them out, and make sure your tires are in good shape.
Feet up on the table, I'm willing and able, I am strong and stable, I am ready to play. All the kids are rolling, all their houses stolen, it starts to take its toll.
Yeah, so I'm definitely excited for the remainder of our season. We've had a good year, a solid year, but not a great one as far as we haven't won yet. And so we're trying to get that done as we enter the second half of the year here. We feel good about it. We've been very competitive throughout the year. We've been consistently one of the best cars, but we'd definitely like to get a win. So, and for everybody that's looking for more tips and tricks on their tire safety, go to bridgestoneamericas.com/tire safety. There you'll get a lot more information, be able to expand upon what I said, and it will definitely keep you and your family safe. So whether you're coming out to a race, whether you're going out to a vacation, you're going to see your football team this fall, anytime that you hit the road, make sure you guys keep your family safe.
Graham hopes that you can keep in mind these tips when navigating the road in your own life, and we're happy that he could share this insider info. All right, well, we all know that trauma comes in many shapes and sizes, and no one person's experience is the same. It can be difficult, though, to navigate through life once having gone through a traumatic event yourself, or maybe even knowing someone who has. So our team went ahead and spoke with a psychotherapist and brain health expert to learn about post-traumatic stress disorder. What is it exactly, and what we can do to cope? Take a look.
It is extremely important if you have a loved one that has endured a traumatic event or has PTSD, that you validate their lived experience. You may not understand their lived experience. That does not mean it didn't occur, and that doesn't mean that it shouldn't impact them. So not validating might sound like, well, that happened so long ago, can't you just get over it? Validating might sound like, wow, this is still really hard for you. Is there anything I can do to support you right now? So validation is key when it comes to helping your loved one with a traumatic response, or even just depression, anxiety, mental health issues. Instead of dismissing, we validate. So it's really important to keep your thinking brain online throughout the day. And one way to do that is through paying attention to fueling your brain appropriately with proteins and nutrient-rich foods. What that does is it actually fuels your neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, and reduces the stress load on your brain and body. So you're not pushing cortisol, which a lot of people who have trauma are pushing cortisol in times when they don't need it. So they're pushing their stress response when they don't need it, and it's blunting out later. So if we can use food as a method to tell our bodies that we're not under duress, that's a great tip. There are many ways to manage PTSD or just emotional regulation. So you might want to look into any local organizations that you have that support mental health. For instance, NAMI, N-A-M-I, is a great local resource and available in many states. The other thing you can do is just making sure that you explore some of those treatment opportunities, like EMDR has an organization that supports the research of EMDR. So check those resources out, and you can find me at drterralyn.com.
Dr. Terralyn says it's important to keep an eye out for signs and symptoms of PTSD, and that includes anything that abnormally triggers a negative emotion or a thought, any behavior that's over-observant or affected, and trouble sleeping. Of course, you can be sure to visit the website on your screen if you'd like more information, tips, and resources. All right, well, that's all of our time for now. We want to thank you again so much for joining us this morning, and be sure to tune in again tomorrow, because we'll be talking about a local business in our community that's helping RGV residents in a big way. We'll also be talking to a nutritionist about heartburn and ways that you can ease the pain. Plus, we'll have info on organ donations and how you can help save lives here in the Valley. All that and so much more next time on Valley por Vida. We'll see you then.